Okay, welcome to the Stakeholders Meeting. This is just a follow-up basically with what we have with the line managers, with the HR manager and the customer service manager, just discuss solutions that we came up with, plans to improve cultural diversity with clients when dealing with over the phone with staff to get positive outcomes. So just very quickly, the purpose obviously is to present the solutions, discuss implementation of these strategies. The agenda is obviously we've done the welcome and intro, present the problems in a selected solution, explain critical thinking process, respect to stakeholders' questions, which we've already been through, but we'll go through it again, like we discussed on the email, but we'll talk about in person at the meeting, and generate ideas from implementation and agree on the next step. Now, the solutions of what was discussed briefly. Basically, how it's summed up, we want to analyse the problem of communication with cultural diverse customers using creative thinking with our team to generate solutions. So we've got that what the plan was to come up with a cultural communication guide, like a checklist, as we talked to our clients, also staff training here at Gelos, as the most effective, feasible, and compliant option. So basically, we had some questions, which is brought up in the email. Let's go through them and we'll answer them. Are there additional legal or policy considerations for implementation? How can the HR support staff help with the training and adherence? Are these resources needed? Are there any more additional resources needed to develop the guide, and how we can monitor ongoing effectiveness? That was both questions from HR and the customer service. Basically, what we come up with, I know we mentioned it earlier when we had a brief discussion, but what we wrote down and what I'm going to confirm now is HR has suggested including examples of common mistakes and role-play scenarios, which we're going to look at doing in those meetings to improve staff development, cultural awareness. Obviously, the customer service manager recommended scheduling quarterly, refreshing training and feedback sessions on how people perform. And obviously, role plays, staff performance, client satisfaction surveys will all come into that. So, using creative thinking, the techniques like we went through earlier was the brainstorming to implement strategies, storyboarding, training sessions where people can visualise what we're going to do as an organisation, and considering perspective from different roles within the organisation to ensure feasibility and positive outcomes for us as a company as far as client satisfaction with cultural diversity. So that's it. That's basically in a nutshell with what we talked about earlier. And the conclusion with HR and customer service was to obviously implement these, improve the solution of how we do our service standards. What we're going to come up with moving forward, I think, in our next future meetings is drafting the communication guide. So we've got a checklist, conducting a 30-minute staff training session so people are on board. We can move forward with that. Feedback and collection from staff and after the training of what they think of the training and whether it's positive for them moving forward for continuous improvement. And quality reviews of the communication effectiveness, so effectiveness of how we organise as an organisation, of how we communicate with our customers. So we'll do that in a couple of weeks based on this, and we'll see how we go. So that's basically everything to be covered. Thank you for your time, HR. Thank you for your time, customer service manager, and we'll move forward as an organisation.